So we're the town of culture for 2024, and that goes into 2025. And it came about because each of the Greater Manchester towns can apply for it, and we thought that 2024 was our year and the right year to go for it.
We're undergoing a new vision for the town centre. I mean, when I was young, Bolton seemed to be the centre of the world.
Fred Dinmer's funeral, as though we went to the old Sabini's coffee shop.
So there's the heaviest bells that we have in the tower, up to the tenor bell, which is about the weight of a ton, about the weight of an average family car. Once you're a bell ringer, you can ring bells. You've got an instant group of friends.
So we're the town of culture for 2024, and that goes into 2025. And it came about because each of the Greater Manchester towns can apply for it, and we thought that 2024 was our year and the right year to go for it.
We're undergoing a new vision for the town centre. I mean, when I was young, Bolton seemed to be the centre of the world.
Fred Dinmer's funeral, as though we went to the old Sabini's coffee shop.
So there's the heaviest bells that we have in the tower, up to the tenor bell, which is about the weight of a ton, about the weight of an average family car. Once you're a bell ringer, you can ring bells. You've got an instant group of friends all over the country.
They were the filmmakers, and one of them went off to direct EastEnders, and the other one became my cinematographer for 10 years. Yeah, because my life was in disarray, and so I had to do something that I believed in, and that was in terms of doing Kafka.
What is now the Barbridge car park used to be a lake.
And you can use the sound from your phone, and it won't be amazing, but it'll be something. And then most people will go, oh, I've had enough of this, and they won't do it anymore. But then there's those going, I can do better than this, I can do better. And they're filmmakers.
It was a real moment for me that I could see my work's good enough to be on the front of the Savoy.
True, I knew he was from Bolton and that he'd written Spring and Port Wine in Family Way. I also loved Alfie, and I had no idea that Bill had written Alfie. I don't know why I didn't know that. It was amazing because it was off Bill Norton, and he wrote back. I corresponded with him probably for about from 1987 till his death, for about 5 years.
In a town of entertainment, and that's not changed. That characterises us as people. It is absolutely fundamentally who we are as Boltonians.
It was really nice to see so many people care about Bolton.
I've always been drawn to the moorlands, especially the West Pennine Moors, and just standing with me to my paintings in there, or even amongst nature. I just like the atmosphere they create, and I take that back with me to my paintings.
Trio for clarinet, cello and piano. I recorded my bit in England, and I found a clarinetist who's Lithuanian but he was in France studying, did his bit, and then there was a cellist in Israel. She played her part, and then I put it all together in Bolton, released it during lockdown, so it hadn't actually had a performance.
I'm working with AI, artificial intelligence, AI. Everything's moving very fast. Some will benefit from this more than others. But I'm hoping that there's such a level of creativity, like back in the Victorian era, that we can all engage in it some way and get some benefit from it. AI, 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 AI.
And I just fell in love with the atmosphere that you get at a show when it's live and you're in the audience and you see these brilliant actors telling a really compelling story. And I knew of the Opticons' reputation. I knew it had a fantastic reputation for new writing and revivals of classics. Really fell in love with it. It's such a vibrant, exciting town. People are so friendly. There's so much great stuff going on.
And he liked Barbridge, what he saw. He came with his bike and he walked up the valley. They put steps in so they didn't have to slide down the slope when they had too much to drink.
And it was on the back of the closure of Horwich Railway Works, Horwich Local Works, which had operated for nearly 97 years.
And it was felt that
something needs to be done, otherwise the strong heritage
of that engineering past would be lost. The other end of Horwich.
Incredible. There was a medieval hall there once, and
the mill's gone, but the waterfalls there, where the weir was, that the origins of the Lancashire Ministry came from, with
the old buildings. And in fact, that part of Horwich,
going up onto Winter Hill, is where it is said
vast amounts of water that runs off our hills all the time.
Powered the water wheels, and it provided water for the bleaching process.
Might start off using a brush, more dynamic strokes with the palette on. I mean, we've got great resource with the museum and the Egyptian.
When people were collecting Egyptian collections, there was a lady called Annie Barlow, who was the local secretary of the Egypt Exploration Society, and she was really the key person that brought the collection. So it was all done with agreement of the Egyptian government. The tomb of Thutmose III, and it isn't a like-for-like replica. So what you see in terms of the size and scale is exactly the same as it is in Egypt. There's only 3 of those copies in the world. 2 are in Egypt and 1's in Bolton.
I've been doing a lot with long views over Bolton Wanderers. Just about football, it's that stadium is so distinctive. Because I was so excited when they got the Town of Culture.
Yeah, Bolton Wanderers, wherever they are in the league, probably has the most loyalist set of followers.
I mean, there are 10 or 11 writing groups in Bolton.
For the events that are being held, especially the gala in March, will bring a lot of people together, all celebrating the Town of Culture. So there is a step change, I feel, in the planning and all of the delivery of the renovation, of the regeneration. And they are putting culture very much on the table now. We have so many grassroots organisations in Bolton who are doing fantastic work, and they don't always appear at the table.
There'll be music, there'll be readings, there'll be this Your Soundscape, which is a mix of extracts from radio programmes that we've done.
And then my friend, Mary Walsh, who owns the old pasty shop, said, "Can you make me a little pasty shop to go in the window?"
Did,
so I did,
and I thought, oh, man and scythe, I'll make man and scythe. We're on a roll then.
And the palais, and then I just making all these buildings and putting them online, and everyone were going crazy with them.
Burndon Park, the Nevada,
Samuel Crompton's birthplace, Hollyth Wood,
the house Samuel Crompton died in, 17 King Street. A lot of people don't know about that one.
The Man and Scythe, ye old pasty shop, of course.
We're on a roll then.
It is the name of a saint, and the well of Halliwell is in Smithil.
Factories centred on mills, cotton mills. A long walk to get to the nearest grass.
They nearly all had reservoirs.
And so that there were bleach works and cotton works were the main industries.
There were streets
of terraced houses.
In fact, there was a short period of time, only months, where they think they might have done the biggest mill complex in Britain and the world, really.
People went fishing in the lodges. Some would swim in the lodges. In places, the lodges were that polluted.
For people of Bolton to come and feel at home, because really, I feel this building belongs to Bolton.
Yeah.
And it belongs to Bolton people. And Bolton going to perform. I think our culture has been and is still very important to us.
Yes.
Culture, it's dripping in it.
I'm glad we mentioned Alan Clark today because it's actually his birthday. He was born on the 27th of February, 1863.
So the Town of Culture, the year has been happening since March, April last year, and we are putting on a big celebration event. So we've been working with lots of different community groups, art groups. and this will be an accumulation of everything that's been happening over the year. Yeah, it's great. I mean, a lot of people don't know what is happening in the town, and I think this is a really good way what we've been doing, and maybe someone might find out something new that they want to get involved in, and it's lots of different organisations and groups of people that are doing some really interesting things. The town centre, that's getting redeveloped. We've had the new library, things like the Food and Drink Festival and the Octagon Theatre in Bolton are doing some really good stuff, and that we
What's really on the cards at the moment is young people developing their spaces. And it's an unusual, how do you activate youth voice across the town and bring it together? Piece of theatre in that the script is for the audience and the set is the room that it's set in. We hope it's a really powerful thing to share.
So, you know, when we think about the town centre, we hit so many people going, oh, it's not like it used to be. I love these stories. I remember having those read to me as a child and seeing the plays, and even being an extra in one of the Spring and Portware or Family Wear. People going, oh, it's not like it used to be. It's really awful. I think getting that pride back in the town, and it exists, it just needs to be uncovered again.
The town of culture has actually emphasised just what Bolton's strengths are, run throughout, well, from top to bottom, from one end to another. If you added it all up, it would be an immense amount of these cultural streaks. Practical, creative, dance, song, poetry, comedy, dance, work that goes song, week in, week out. Orchestras, music, poetry, work that goes comedy, week in, week out. Poetry, work that goes in, week comedy, in, week out. Orchestras, music, poetry. If you added it all, comedy, if you added it all up, it would be an immense amount. Work that goes in, week out. Orchestras, music, poetry, comedy. Orchestras, music. If you added it all up, it would be an immense amount of...
It's not a serious song, an obviously jokey song about Bolton. So it's an affectionate, humorous look, hopefully. Bolton, oh Bolton.
Now's our chance to be the big influencer, a proud multiculture, educated and with clout, scraping a living in the Amazon warehouse. Flat caps on chaps that show them what we've got. Feels like only yesterday when we were at the top. The world looked on in wonder, amazed our plucky town, kept beating all the odds and going back into a lockdown. We've got Crompton, Arkwright, Cotton, Spinning, Army, Can, good at thumping, Spiky, Pecan, Kay and Cox. You won't catch them down the town centre shops. Bolton, Bolton, we have it all. An orchestra, a theatre, a food festival, with tastes from Albania to Zimbabwe. We're queuing round the block for the Pound Bakery. Norton, Burnham, the Winter Hill Mast, quarter of McFly, Polnig,